Let's get more analysis from Vukani Mde, analyst from Africa Practice. Good to see you again, Vukani.
Good evening, Joanne.
What's the point of this reshuffle?
That's a very interesting question. That's an interesting way to approach it. Given that we're hardly 9 months before the next election, it's hard to know, to hazard a guess in terms of what President Jacob Zuma hopes to achieve. There are easy portfolios where you know why it is he needed to make the change. The Department of Communications, for instance, is a well-known mess. Even if you ignore the quite damaging allegations that keep being regurgitated in the media against the ex-minister Dina Pule. There are failures in the department that have to do with the work of the department. Digital migration has been delayed unacceptably. The policy environment, the ICT policy review has also is also been rolled out quite slowly, and so the DOC has needed a change, and it's been unstable and rudderless, in fact, since the death of Ivy Matsepe Kasapuru a few years ago. That change was always going to come, regardless of how close an election is. For the rest, I think the human settlement change was made to address the quite seismic political change that happened at Mangabung in December, and I think that was always on the cards as well. The change of Richard Baloyi from cooperative governance and traditional affairs was not expected, and the swap around of Dipuo Peters and Ben Martins in transport and energy also doesn't seem to be driven by anything that's obvious to us. But I'm sure it'll become clearer as the days go on.
You were talking a moment ago, if we go back to the issue of communications, about Yunus Karim taking over. Is that a move in the right direction?
For the department, it most definitely is. Yunus Karim is a senior member of the SACP. He's well respected across the alliance. He has a good policy head on his shoulders. It's not a very good move for the Department of Rural Development and cooperative governance and the department that he's coming from, yes, because he has been involved for quite some time in both the ANC and the state process of review of our governance system, particularly the role of the provinces and local government, and whether or not the system works currently as it is. He's been one of the leading people in managing that process. The fact that he's had to move is obviously going to disrupt that process somewhat, but it is an unequivocally positive move for the DOC.
This move of Ben Martins to energy, I mean, that is becoming quite an important portfolio, as you mentioned earlier.
And energy is an emerging, very important portfolio in the policy space. If you will recall, South Africa has recently discovered 485 trillion cubic feet of shale gas in the Karoo. That department has to manage the changing policy space that's being imposed by that discovery, and as well as the need to change South Africa's energy mix going forward.
How will opposition parties be reacting to this reshuffle?
They will probably be shouting from the rooftops about the removal of Dina Pule, who has been universally unpopular, unfortunately. As for the rest, I don't think they will know what to make of what President Zuma has done, as is the case with most of us so far.
How about the fact that Angie Motshekga and Thulas Moesi, for example, are not going anywhere, even though it was rumored that they may be moved?
Well, there were rumors, but I'm not surprised that no movement has been made there. Angie Motshekga is first and foremost the current president of the ANC Women's League. That's a significant ANC constituency. It's not the most powerful, but it is an ANC constituency. She has a base from which she could make the life of a president quite uncomfortable if she felt the need, if she felt hard done by. But also, if you look objectively, without the emotive prism of the Limpopo textbook failure at Angie Motshekga's performance in her portfolio, she hasn't done badly. In most areas of her portfolio in which she was expected to deliver, she has delivered. And so I never really expected President Zuma to make a move against her.
Just in a word, because we're running out of time here, Vukani, are you excited about the Deputy Minister lineup?
Well, it's very hard to get excited about deputy ministers at all, even at the best of circumstances.
We'll take that as a no. Thanks very much for your analysis on that story. Good to see you again, Vukani Mde, analyst from Africa Practice.
News that moves. eNCA.com.